Hello everyone, so I'm back. It's Zara Northover and I'm coming live from my apartment in Michigan. So today, I'm happy to tell you that movinginfaith.com is now open. You can go there to get your shirts. So go out there, support the cause, join the movement, and continue to spread God's word. So a little story to show you how, the shirts really are moving. Is I wore this shirt, well, a red and white one when I went down to Chicago this weekend. I had a great time. While I was there, I was on the bus, and, I ended up taking the bus to the Navy Pier, met the bus driver, because I'm a chatty person, got to know him. His name was Jeff, and he drove us to the Navy Pier. On the way back, we happened to see him again. Coincidence? I don't think so. God, yes. While I was just sitting up front, we had small talk, and he looked at me, and he was just like, "That's a nice shirt." So I was like, "Thanks." And he was just like, "Can you give me some advice?" And I was like, "Sure." So I asked him if he was happy, and he had told me that, he wasn't really happy. He was just kind of living life. It was grinding. He was out there hustling, but he wasn't really happy. So then my next question was, I'm going to be blunt. Do you have a relationship with God? And he was just like, "You know what? I used to pray all the time. I used to go to church with my family, but, times got hard and I had to struggle more, I had to hustle more, so I stopped." So I said, "Well, you know what? Sometimes when we're in a place where we're pushing, that's when we start to try to take control of our life. And that is one of the biggest mistakes that we could do, because we take our eyes off of Christ, and then everything becomes heavier, everything becomes harder, everything becomes even more overwhelming. But as long as we continue to keep our eyes on Christ, as long as we keep continuing to pray, as long as we continue to do the things that we're doing." So I'm not telling you go quit all your jobs and, because you're not happy, or start cussing everybody out or cutting people out of your life. I'm not saying to do all of those things, but I'm saying in all the things that you are doing, you have to continue to pray and keep your eyes on Christ, because together you will move in faith. Together you will achieve the desires and the dreams of your heart. So after that conversation with him, one of the things that stood out, I said, "Well, hey, what do you like to do?" And he actually didn't know. He said he doesn't know. I was just like, I think you really need to take some time to really ask yourself what you like to do, what you enjoy doing, and start doing it. Like, if music, he mentioned that, he was really into music at one point in his life. So I was just like, "Well, why'd you stop promoting or pushing it?" And he said, "I just wasn't going anywhere." I was just like, "You're in a position now where you're driving a bus. I'm sure you're meeting all sorts of people every day, and this is a bus that you're actually allowed to play music on." I was like, if this is, R&B, nothing too crunk and hype, and that would be disrespectful to people, then don't you think you might want to play your CD on the radio from time to time, because you might get someone asking, "Oh, where is this music from?" or "Who sings this?" And then you could kind of pump yourself out there. I asked him if he had a card. He didn't have a card. So I was just like, we've been engaged in conversation for the last 10 minutes. You could have easily said, "Hey, check this out." And you know what? I might have gone home, gone on YouTube, and checked it out. So my bus stop actually had pulled up, and I had to get off. So he had no card for me to take. And I honestly, there was so much noise going on that I didn't hear when leaving, what he had said to check out. So not that this is a missed opportunity for me to try to help promote someone, but I feel like this was a lesson learned on his part, where now he's saying, "Man, I don't even know who she really was, but this being that I was talking to was definitely a woman of God, definitely a woman who was moving in faith and boldly confessing it, and definitely a woman that wasn't afraid to talk to me." So maybe the next time we get on that bus, there might be some of his music playing. The next time he might have a business card on him, because opportunities are always around us. They're all over the world. They're all over. You never know who the next person that's going to walk through the door, or the next person you're going to run into at the store are. So you just have to always be prepared, because God is amazing. He puts the right people in the right places at the right time, all the time. And it's His time that's perfect timing, So that was the story I wanted to share with you today. That was an instance of me wearing a Moving in Faith shirt, because when you have something like this on, people see. People ask. People want to be a part of the movement. And this is about sharing your story, the testimonies, the trials that you've been through, what God has presented you to be able to help someone else with, and helping to save their soul. I may have changed this man's life. I may not have done anything, but I may have been the vessel that God used to talk to him, to speak to him, to at least spur some change. And that's what you can be and will be. So please check out www.movinginfaith.com. Get your shirt. Share your story and save a soul. I love you guys, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Mwah!